Now, if you want to pull out all the stops this Easter weekend,
Yes,
Clodagh here with a mouth-watering feast to impress the whole family.
Yes.
We're excited about this.
Hi.
Yes, hiya. So the most Googled recipe, or maybe it's even the most Googled thing at the moment, globally, is how to cook the perfect Easter roast lamb. So I thought, I'll show you how I do it. So I think a lot of you will think of, everybody puts rosemary right in their lamb and maybe some garlic. But I do have a secret ingredient that all the chefs use and restaurants, you've probably even tasted it and you don't even know that you've tasted it in restaurants.
Is it?
Well, it's anchovies.
Aww.
And I know you might think of anchovies and think of a fishy flavour, but it's not. It's a salty seasoning. But let me show you how I do it. So this is a leg of lamb.
Yeah.
There are offers in the supermarkets all over the country at the moment, going from £13 right up to 25 on the leg of lamb. It feeds about 8 people, depending on how hungry you are.
Why would you go leg over shoulder, Clodagh? Because shoulder's more forgiving, isn't it? Slow cook the shoulder and you...
You can, and it's a little bit cheaper as well. I like the leg. Traditionally, my mom used to do it.
Yeah.
There's a bigger bone in there too, so you get a bit more flavour, I think.
For the dogs.
So for the doggies, I always take the meat out of the fridge at least an hour before I cook it, because that relaxes the meat and you get a more tender result. And then I put little incisions. See these little 2-inch incisions? They're quite deep ones, yeah. And they're quite deep. And then you slice up your garlic and you pop your garlic in like that. And then you get your rosemary in little sprigs like that.
From the garden. I bet that's from your garden, isn't it?
From the garden.
Obviously.
And then you squeeze it in like that. You can do all of this the day before, so you don't have to be faffing about it. But this is how I really elevate it. Yeah. And I did this, I can't remember, I think I did this last year and I put the recipe video up on my Instagram, and I was flying back to Ireland on the flight, and on the way back from Easter, and the air hostess stopped me and she's like, game changer. And I was like, oh my God, going, what? And she's like, the anchovies was a game changer.
Brilliant. Does it just change everything then?
It gives a salty taste to it that melts through the whole lamb. So in here, I've got salt and butter, I've got more rosemary, I've got more garlic, and I've got more lemon zest, and then I've got chopped up anchovies like that. You get the anchovies in a tin, and then you just take out the liquid, maybe give them a bit of a rinse, and then you go in here. And then what you want to do is just smear all of this together. So you're making a paste, basically. And this is fantastic on any piece of lamb that you have, whether it's a shoulder or a leg or whatever piece that you manage to get.
Is there lemon zest in there as well?
And lemon zest.
Lovely.
And lemon zest, which is really good with the saltiness. We've got sweet from the rosemary, we've saltiness, we've earthiness from that garlic, we've got zestiness, and we have saltiness. We've got all the kind of umanis. What's that word?
Umami.
Umami. Exactly. And then what I do with a spoon is I just smear it all over the lamb like that. And it's so gorgeous. But you can do
with lamb, you cannot go wrong with garlic.
No.
You can't go wrong with garlic.
Butter.
And butter. Are you both
I mean, just in life, you can't really go wrong with garlic and butter, can you?
You can't go wrong with lamb, can you? There's so much oil in lamb.
You can't go wrong.
Good.
And all the fat from the lamb. And, it's a really good season for it at the moment. I also love autumn lamb as well. But, traditionally, you want to do it. And it's great because once you've got this roast done, and we'll do a side as well, I'm going to show you how to make gratin dauphinoise. That's it. That's Easter lamb done. OK, let me smear a little bit down here a bit too. OK, and that's it. Over here, I always make a trivet, no matter what roast I'm doing. So this is red onion, all chopped up into chunks, and I've got lemon. You could use kind of any root vegetable.
Carrots, I do.
You'd like carrots?
Because I like the way you can, organise them. And it's got...
What else would you put in with the carrots?
I would do potatoes, sometimes.
And potatoes in there too, get all that juiciness?
Put it all in.
What exactly does a trivet do?
The trivet, basically, the trivet is really brilliant because all of the juices, just like you said, go right down they drain down. But this is going to flavour the gravy for us. So we're going to get really gorgeous juices from it. So I'm taking my lamb and I'm popping it on top of my trivet. I'm putting some pepper on here too. I just need to.
Does it give it a brown on the bottom as well, Clodagh? If you put a trivet, does it brown the bottom?
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah, you'll get a brown bottom, and then into the oven. It's a high heat, so 200 degrees Celsius on a fan. If you're using a conventional oven, it would be 220. But I put it in for an hour and a half because I like mine medium rare. I like a pinkness in it. But if you wanted it medium, just add it on for another 20 minutes. So that would be 1 hour, 50 minutes.
So you do an hour and a half for medium rare?
Exactly. Okay. But whatever you do, don't overcook it. Because there's nothing like dry lamb is just like
It's just dry.
It's just dry.
No,
Okay,
dry lamb.
onto the gravy. So when your lamb comes out, which I'm going to show you in a second.
Yeah.
This is, you take your lamb off and you pop it over there like I have.
Yeah.
Put your tin foil on it or your tea towel on it, and you've got to let it rest for half an hour before you carve it. Just to let it relax, you'll get a much better carve. And then you pop this underneath, let me just turn this guy on, underneath your hob like that, right? And these are all the bits. And when I was training as a chef, if they saw a pan going into the wash-up area that wasn't used for getting some kind of flavour, you'd literally be told to leave the kitchen. So this is where all of the flavour is. And then I've got some red wine. You don't have to add in the red wine if you don't want to. So this is just extra, the red wine.
What does it give you, the red wine?
It gives really beautiful flavour, a richness, yeah. And then I've got chicken stock, because I really like adding chicken stock into it.
Look at that.
Isn't that yummy? And then what you want to do then is, while you're doing that, you just kind of... Do I have a whisk there? Oh, I've got a whisk here. I've got one here. Oh, thank you, babe.
She's got the gold one.
I got the gold one.
She's the golden queen.
What you want to do is, can you hear that? All the little bits from the bottom.
Yeah,
they sing.
You want to make sure you're getting them all off.
Everyone's singing today.
And then what you do then is you put a little bit of flour in. And the
Just regular flour?
Just regular flour for thickening. Now, one thing I know my husband loves, and I do a little side gravy for him, he loves red currant jelly in his.
Does he?
Yeah, for the sweetness.
That's lovely.
So you could put a little bit of red currant jelly in it too.
Really?
I like the traditional.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. And then what you do is you let it reduce and thicken. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but keep whisking it. Because see that flour?
Yeah.
You want
Keep
that
going.
flour completely gone. And then it comes out looking like this.
Look at
I
that.
love the trad. I love the trad gravy.
Then, Clodagh, do you strain that because of the veg in there?
You strain it.
You do, yeah.
Yes, sorry, I should have said that.
Delicious.
You strain it. And you do the exact same thing for your chicken as well, if somebody's doing a chicken instead. Now, have a reveal of the lamb. So that's what the lamb looks like when it comes out.
Oh, look at that.
Have a taste of it. And I'm going to show you how to make my gratin dauphinoise. So this is a brilliant side dish. The gratin dauphinoise, my favourite thing to have with lamb. So this is a dish that is going from oven to table. And I've greased it with butter. And then these potatoes, I sliced really thin like that. And then I've blanched them in hot water for 20 minutes, drained them, popped them all back in. And then all I have here is I've got milk, I've got cream, and I've got Gruyere, or you could use cheddar. These are the best, like, cheesy potatoes in the world. I've got garlic, and I've got a lovely nutmeg, fresh nutmeg. That I'm popping in here. I'm going to whisk all these together, like so. What do you think of the lamb, guys? Oh, poor old Dick.
You haven't seen your onion with gravy
Meat
on.
today, so Alison's giving me a gravy, an onion with gravy on it.
Guys, with that creamy mix, cheesy mix, I'm pouring it all over the gratin dauphinoise. And then what you have to do then with your hands is pop your hands on the potato, squish it down. You can get this done on Saturday, pop it into the fridge.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, just pop it into the oven like this and leave it in there for 35 minutes until you get a golden top to it. You're dying for the gratin dauphinoise because you're not eating lamb. It's Good Friday. And it comes out looking like this.
The lamb's delicious, by the way.
It's good, isn't it?
So good.
So, do you know what I mean by, like, the saltiness of it? OK, let me give you a little bit of this. So these are
let's
the...
do Dermot
like,
first.
look at that. Look at that.
Oh, Clodagh, that's gorgeous.
It's
There you
like
go, Dermot.
gooey,
Getting bowl.
Oh, thank
cheesy,
God. Thank God.
and you can get this all done. And then I would just serve up some nice green vegetables, you know, like some, broccoli or beans
get that
or
bit.
peas or something like that.
Sorry.
That's so good, isn't it?
Happy Easter. That is
Happy
delicious.
Easter.
You're back later, Clodagh, aren't you?
I'm back later. I'm going to show you our family favourite, which is our ginger crunch lemon cheesecake. OK, so I'm going to show you how to make this delicious lemon cheesecake. Yeah, tuck into it first. Let me know what you think.
Sensational.
It's
So light.
so light.
And I can't even taste the rhubarb.
There's no rhubarb in it. That's why.
It's a mystery. You've cured Alison's rhubarb phobia.
Okay.
So this is my lemon ginger crunch cheesecake.
The comfort.
Oh.
It's a
I
compote.
thought it
on
was
the
in here,
side.
but this is delicious.
So this is my lemon ginger nut cheesecake that takes 15 minutes, 10 minutes if you're really fast, to make.
Your
And
recipes
it's-
are so good, Clodagh. They're
Aw.
so cook-along. It's brilliant.
It's a million, and it's my our favourite at home. Like, we had it last night, but when I go home, I'm actually going to make another one.
I don't blame you. It's
I'll make it
delicious.
tomorrow, and I'll serve it on Sunday. it lasts in the fridge. You can do this afternoon and your dessert for Easter Sunday is done.
I'm having it all.
This is what I'm going to show you how to make. The base of it, if you can see the base of that lemon cheesecake, is really thick, buttery biscuit base. That I can't stand a thin biscuit base on a cheesecake.
Me too.
I'm like, that's the best bit, right?
Yeah.
And the difference of the texture, you need lots. So in here, I've got ginger nut biscuits, and I've got,
rich tea,
Digestives.
ginger and digestive biscuits, OK? They're all mixed in here.
50-50 on that, Clodagh, would you? Or?
About that, yeah, nearly about that. It's 1/3 ginger and 2/3 digestive. And then it's all crumbled up like that, right? Inside in your Magimix. If you don't have a Magimix, you can just put them into a freezer bag and bash them for their dear life. Whisk them up, and then I've got some melted butter. This is what brings the base together. So in that goes, like that.
How much
and then that
is
will
there,
help.
Claude?
Melted butter.
How much?
You're full of questions today, Mr. O'Leary.
Well, I think I might make it. That's why.
Oh, that's so sweet. No, I didn't mean that. Such a good question. 100 grams of butter, melted butter.
Right.
You're so right.
If I say Dermot's just put like the biggest amount of rhubarb
Face your fear.
on my plate. Why would you put that much?
Because you need to face your fear.
Well, I'm not
It's
gonna
so
eat it.
delicious. You've got to try it.
It's so
Now, I want that old dinner lady out of that head.
I'll eat it when you get on the rhubarb.
Okay,
the old dinner
perfect.
ladies
So
now.
this is a spring form 20-centimetre tin.
Yeah.
If you've got a 23-centimetre tin, don't worry, because you can use that one as well. I've got it greased and lined
classic.
with grease-free paper, just in case it doesn't come off. Now, this is the melted butter. This is the digestive biscuit.
Yeah.
The other thing I add into here as well is sometimes if I've got some hazelnuts left over, I'll blend them up and pop them in there. Or if you like walnuts, or if you like almonds.
That's a good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get the back of your spoon like that, and then you just press it all in like that, like this, until it becomes nice and firm.
I like the idea
Like
of nuts
that.
being at the bottom.
Yeah,
That'd
that
be nice.
crunchiness, right?
Yeah.
So you just press it down, make sure it's nice and firm like that, right? So that goes into the fridge while you're making the rest of it. You put that into the fridge. And then over here then, this is the creamy, light, lemony, fluffy top, OK? This is whipped cream.
Yeah.
And then I've got caster sugar.
Yeah.
And then I've got cream cheese. That goes in on top of that as well.
Didn't we do something like this yesterday with regards to cream cheese?
Did you?
Oh, see, my
And then I've
memory's
got
like gone.
lemon zest. And then I've got lemon juice. The great thing about the juice and the lemon zest is that obviously it brings lots of flavour, but it sets it. The pectin in it will set the cheesecake. So you don't need to put anything in it to set. So you don't need to use, you know, any of those kind of setters. It naturally sets.
I think that lemon makes it so fresh, though, and so I don't know what it is. It's just really fresh.
Yeah, especially after,
So nice.
like after a lamb.
Yeah.
You know, you want a cleanser. You want to be excited about dessert rather than going, I can't eat a chocolate cake right now, man.
right.
I just can't do that. OK, so you whisk all that together, and that's that. That's that done. As simple as that. That's all you do. Whisk that together. Pop that to the side, and then you get your base. Which one now has been in the fridge? This one. So when it goes into the fridge, see that?
Yeah.
It's completely set. Usually when I'm at home, I'd leave it to set for about a half an hour. And then I'll have this made on the side. And then all I do then is pop all of this on top like that, and then pop back in the fridge until it comes out like that.
How long does that take to set then, Clodagh?
It takes about an hour, Dermot, in the fridge like that. But what I always do is I'll always do it the day before. I
like it the day before.
I love it done.
Yeah.
It's just like takes out all the
done,
stress
isn't it?
into the fridge.
Less thing.
If you do feel like serving it up with something special, this is really easy to do. You get your rhubarb. You sprinkle lots of caster sugar on it, put it on a colander and let it sit for an hour anytime you cook rhubarb, because all of the water comes out of it. And then you roast it up just like that, because the sugar's already on it. You could put some stem ginger on it if you want to, or you could put some cardamom pods as well like that into. You roast it up and it comes out looking like this.
Lovely.
Which is lovely to have at the cheesecake, but also like the next day with some granola and... Go on, try it.
Try a bit of rhubarb.
Here we go.
I think it's going to change your mind.
Do you know what? I'm having a little bit of PTSD, but it's fine.
What's her name, the dinner lady?
I'm trying to get a smaller piece.
Just get a small piece. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
It's only rhubarb.
It's actually really nice.
You don't like it? I can tell by your face. Are you
You know
lying?
what? No, I'm being serious. Maybe I've just forgotten.
That's why I wanted you to have
I've
it.
just
I knew
never
you'd love
tried
it.
it as an adult. But thank you.
But also your taste changed, don't they, when you get over?
Yeah, it's
like, when
actually
you
really nice. And you've
drink
sweetened
time.
that, right? Have you put sugar on
I've
that?
seasoned it with sugar and also stem ginger, which you can get in all
I feel
the
like the
supermarkets.
Speakmans. That's great.
There you go. I've
What's
faced my
rhubarb?
fear.
What's rhubarb
Thank you.
ever done to you?
I've been saved, everyone. Thank you,
Thanks,
Clodagh.
Clodagh.
It's really delicious, lovely.
Oh.
And the lamb was great today. Thank you so much.
Brilliant stuff.
For details of today's recipes, check out our free this morning.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.